Hello, my dear students. I hope you're all having a lovely break. I thought that I would do, since we're not going to see each other for a while, I thought that I would do just a little bit of review for you, so that you don't forget everything. So if you remember, last week, the week of December 9th to December 16th, we basically did chapter two. Chapter two, just to remind you, reviews the simple past, and the past continuous. We talked about how there are three main uses for each one, how the simple past is finished actions. This usually includes a time signal. So, for example, um, yesterday I ate lunch. Here we have the time signal yesterday, and we have the verb in the simple past. This has also actions in the series. So I ate lunch, watched Netflix, and went to sleep. Three verbs in a row, all three in the simple past. Um, so finish actions, actions in a series, duration for things that finish in the past. This usually goes with for. So I slept for 8 hours last night. And then I'll add one more here. Um, I'll add one reminder, and I'll let you know that certain verbs, certain special verbs, do not take ing. So in the past, these verbs would be in the simple past rather than the continuous. So verbs like know, see, love, hate, um, am, sometimes feel, words like this are non-progressive verbs. And then the past continuous. We talked about three for those. We talked about interruptions. So usually this is with while or when. So while I was sleeping, the dog jumped on the bed. So notice here we have one verb in the past continuous, and then we have one verb in the simple past. We did a couple exercises with that. So we have interruptions, we have simultaneous events when two things happen at the same time. Usually this is with while. So while I was sleeping, my neighbor was playing music. Was sleeping, was playing, both verbs here are in the past continuous. So interruption, simultaneous events, and then lastly, causes. Causes in the past. You look sad now. You look sad. Why do you look sad? Oh, I was crying. So something in progress that caused a situation in the present. Okay. This should all be review. We talked about this in class last week. What I thought I would do now, just a couple minutes, I wanna go over with you, in your textbook, page 32, unit 2. And I'll just do a couple, I won't do all of them, but I'll do a couple of exercises, uh, just so that you can follow along and have some practice. So, page 32, unit 2. And let's do one from A and then one for B. So let's start with A first. And we'll start with number one. I'll let you get your book. and met or was meeting my wife in 2007. I first met or was meeting my wife in 2007, and which is the right answer? Well, here we see in 2007, so we have a time signal, and we know that this action is finished. So we look here, finished actions, time signal. We know that this is going to be simple past. I first met my wife in 2007. All right, number two. She worked or was working at the museum the day I went to see a Picasso exhibit. Hmm. Well, what about this? She was she worked or was working at the museum the day I went to see a Picasso museum. So we have two actions here. This one is in the simple past. Now here, is this finished or unfinished? It looks like it's unfinished. And it looks like it is in progress when the second action occurs. Therefore, it's going to be was working. She was working at the museum the day I went to see a Picasso exhibit. All right, let's keep going. Number three. I saw or was seeing her as soon as I walked into the room. This one is a little tricky. I saw or was seeing here. Now, here I have to remind you that see is one of the special verbs that usually doesn't take ing. Um, if we were to change this, so okay, the answer is saw. I saw her as soon as I walked into the room. Um, this as soon as means something happens after, um, immediately after. So if something happens after or immediately after, that's kind of a series. First this happens, then this happens. But I just want to show you it can be really tricky. If it were like this, I was looking at her when I walked, or when she walked, that makes more sense, into the room. I was looking at her when she walked into the room. Um, in this case, was looking is correct. Why? Well, in this case, we have two things. Number one, we have an action that is interrupted. It's not, um, it's not a series. Well, actually, is that interrupted? Let me think about that. I was looking at her when she walked into the room. Is this first or is this second? No, actually, I take that back. I think it's simultaneous. Um, there is no sense that it is finished. There's no particular end. So simultaneous, unfinished. And also looking at uh takes ing, see does not, um, even though these have the same meaning. Okay, I don't want to confuse you too much. So let's just stop there with the first three. Let's see, there's three more. There's 4, 5, 6, 7. So if you want to, you can finish that up. Um, for now, though, I'm just happy if you can understand the difference between these two tenses. I know some of you might be sick of this. So just a reminder, just a reminder, um, we finished chapter 2 last week of class. When we come back, January, is it January 5th or January 6th? It's that Monday. I think it's the 6th. It's the first Monday after the new year. Let's say the 5th for now. We will work on chapter 3. So I asked you to read chapter 3 um, and do whatever exercises you think are helpful. Also, please be working on your diary assignment. Okay, I hope this video was helpful. It's 12 minutes. I'm sorry. I wanted to make a faster one, but I went and I talked for 12 minutes. I hope that everyone is having a lovely and wonderful vacation, and I will see all of you in 2025.